Controller players catch a lot of hate these days. A lot of people complain that they only have their skill because of aim assist, and that people who play with controller shouldn't even be allowed to compete in tournaments. But some controller players are truly exceptional. Scoped has managed to build himself up from nothing. He dropped everything that he had in his life, including playing for one of the best travel baseball teams in his area. His parents doubted his decisions, and the only people who supported him were his YouTuber brothers. But over the course of a year and a half, he has mastered his skills and honed his mechanics. He proves that being a controller player is much more than just relying on aim assist. What's going on, guys? This is your motivation guy. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to motivate you, your friend, the one and only Keith Allen. And this is the story of how Scope became one of Chapter 2's fastest rising Fortnite talents. All right, bunch of Crunch Army, here we go. It's time to sit back, relax, and grab some of my favorite candy. What is that, y'all? It's that bunch of Crunch. And let's get this going.
Yeah.
You wanna line like right here? Like right here?
Are we in their game?
RPG, we have you guys. Right here.
Scope knew he was good from the start, and on his YouTube channel made videos trying to get into an esports team called Fear Chronic, a team that was based around console at the time, and even created a 5-minute long montage in 2018 as part of the FaZe Clan #Phase5 recruitment challenge that year. Neither of those attempts paid off. He was an unknown rookie who had barely got his foothold in the Fortnite community.
Oh, my kid now. You just have to make it.
Go!
Let's go!
Instead, Scope started his Fortnite career toward the same way many up-and-coming Fortnite pros did, through scrim servers. He was a member of the Fortnite Player League, a Discord server that ran scrim matches for Fortnite players that wanted to prove they had what it took to play alongside the best players in the world. If he was able to prove himself here, it would grant him access to the Fortnite Pro League, an exclusive invitation-only server that only the best of the best were allowed to join. It wasn't long before Scope was playing in tournaments as well as scrims. He tried to make his way through the 2018 Winter Royale qualifiers under his brother's name, Chucky. And although he played well, it wasn't quite enough for the console amateur to break through into the mainstream. But that didn't keep Scope down for long, and he decided to take part in other third-party tournaments like the Pure Esports Tourney in February 2019.
What? I think he does have him, but I think he has walls too, because he knew I was there and I didn't even do anything.
It wouldn't be until the Gauntlet North America East tournament that Scope would finally be able to take part in an official Fortnite tournament. Like any online Fortnite tournament, the Gauntlet solo event was an open tournament that anyone could join in on. But this was the first time that Scope had managed to push through into the top 5% of players across the globe that would be eligible to play in the finals. Scope didn't manage to win this tournament, but he did get enough points to place 36 in the North America region. But that wasn't all. He played so well in some situations that the people he was playing against actually thought he was using aimbot and wall hacks. After the Gauntlet, the next tournament that Scope had his eyes on was none other than the Fortnite World Cup itself. The World Cup was the ultimate representation of skill and ability in Fortnite, and he wanted to be one of those rare controller players that made it through the finals. Scope competed in 3 weeks of the tournament, once in solos and twice in duos with the player called Fejex. In week 3, the solos event, he came 21st, and in weeks 4 and 8, he came 70th and 44th respectively.
God damn it.
None of these placements were even close enough to get Scoped into the World Cup finals, but Scope never stopped. He knew what he wanted, and he knew that all he had to do was just train harder and play better if he wanted to grow any further as a Fortnite pro. In the 2-month-long gap between the Week 8 qualifier tournament and his next tournament appearance, he practiced as much as he could while streaming on his YouTube channel. But when the World Cup was over and Fortnite began its new wave of tournaments, Scoped was everywhere.
Sorta. 70 match.
What? No! F that
guy,
kid.
3 HP.
Was he high?
That's BS. That guy was literally 3 HP.
Scoped has taken part in almost every single official Fortnite tournament since the World Cup. His dedication got him noticed by the Oceanic-based team A1, who he played with during the Champion Solo Cash Cup and FNCS warm-up semifinals. It was with A1 that Scoped was able to score his first big success. While he had been improving in every tournament that he had entered, Scoped had yet to score a top 3 placement. In the Champion Solo Cash Cup Week 7 tournament, Scoped was finally able to finish in 2nd place for the very first time. It's uncertain why Scoped decided to play alongside a team from the Oceanic region, considering he was located in North America, but one thing is for sure, he wasn't with the team very long. After the FNCS warm-up semifinals, Scoped had already dropped his ties with A1, returning once more to being a free agent.
Oh wait, I got double headshot in. Anyway, 74.
The Cash Cups were where Scoped finally started to make his presence truly known throughout the Fortnite community. Scoped was absolutely crushing the opposition, propelling himself into more and more top 10 finishes. Who knows if it was Scoped finally being able to just show off the heights of his mechanical ability, or if the buffs that Epic Games had given controller players were helping him out. But Scoped was finally on the map, and that pulled the attention of one of Fortnite's biggest superstars.
Going.
As the 2019 Winter Royale rolled around, the biggest tournament since the World Cup itself, Scoped was approached by none other than Tfue. When you compare Scoped to some of Tfue's former Fortnite teammates, then it's pretty easy to see that Scoped was one of the least well-known Fortnite pros that he had ever teamed up with. In the comments of Tfue's announcement post, it was clear that no one had any idea who Scoped even was. That all changed during the Winter Royale. Scoped and Tfue didn't do enough to get an incredibly good placement. On day 1, they came in 9th, and on day 3, they came in 16th. But they did more than just enough that Tfue wanted to continue playing alongside Scoped. After the Winter Royale tournament, they played together in 17 tournaments together, and it's pretty clear that Tfue has taken Scoped on as his main dual partner.
Go, Turner! We're the best, dude.
It was only a matter of time before Tfue and Scoped really started to work well together. Their communication and chemistry had been building as time progressed, and at the FNCS Chapter 2 Season 2 Heat 1 event, it finally happened. Scoped and Tfue scored their very first win together. Something between Tfue and Scoped had clicked in this tournament like never before. They were bouncing off one another perfectly and making plays as if they were reading one another's minds. All their training had paid off, and a brand new deadly duo had finally showed off its potential to the rest of the Fortnite competitive world.
Under you. What? Got him dead.
Playing with one of the world's biggest Fortnite stars is bound to bring you some attention, and that was definitely the case for Scoped. His YouTube channel had never really been able to draw large amounts of viewers or subscribers. Before teaming up with Tfue, the most amount of subscribers that Scoped's channel had managed to bring in was a slowly 2,200, which isn't really impressive at all. The moment he teamed up with Tfue, that began to change. After they played together for the first time in December, Scoped's channel started to blow up. But it wasn't just down to Tfue's influence.
No! I choked so hard. I should have went for the kill. I'm so dog.
While Tfue may have kickstarted the growth of Scoped's channel, it was the controller player's own skill and ability with the sticks that really powered his growth. Scoped's channel pulled in a colossal 118,000 subs in a single month. That's basically a quarter of the subscribers that Scoped has today. Scoped was finally getting the recognition that he had been fighting for, and that was only the beginning.
Yo, if you guys didn't know, I'm still a free agent at the moment, but I joined Chronic a few months ago. Chronic's just a team, not an org or anything, so there's no contracts involved with it, just to help us grow.
When Scoped first started his Fortnite career, he was desperately trying to get accepted to the team Fear Chronic. Chronic is a team that's different. While most organizations make their players sign contracts, Chronic doesn't do any of that. They're just about increasing the visibility of their players and just bringing together incredible Fortnite pros. The history of Chronic is a messy one, but Scope had wanted to be a part of it from the very beginning. Technically, because there are no contracts involved, Scope is still a free agent and can join a true organization whenever he really wants to without any issues. But for now, the dream that he had when he started his Fortnite career in 2019 has been achieved. Just because Scope has achieved one of the goals that he set out to achieve in 2019, that doesn't mean that he's going to stop there. Scope is still grinding just as hard as ever, taking part in as many tournaments as he possibly can. While he may have gotten most of his clout from playing alongside Tfue, Scope's skills shine just as much when he plays in solo events. Long before Scope won a tournament with Tfue, he was already taking Cash Cup victories alone. His first was in the platform Cash Cup solo PC event in Chapter 2, Season 2. He was able to come out on top in the NA East region after blowing the rest of the competition away and scoring 95 points in total. Just a week later, he was able to take his second Cash Cup victory, this time scoring even more and ending with 96 points to pull ahead of the competition. These days, a lot of pros complain about console aim assist, and Scope has been caught right in the center of that controversy when it was at its peak. When Scope isn't dominating in tournaments, he's playing in scrim matches. And during one pro scrimmage a few months ago, Scope was able to destroy the World Cup champion himself, Booga.
What? 100. Scope. Dude, controller, man. Like, please just get nerfed. Please. I will do anything. Like, it's not fair. That's not fair. No keyboard and mouse player hits.
Booga is destroyed by Scope when he quickly edits a wall and then deletes Booga in just a few shots. It causes Booga to absolutely pop off, calling for controller aim assist to be nerfed so that controller players will be brought back down to the level of keyboard and mouse players. But the fact of the matter is this: Scope isn't really relying on aim assist to be as good as he is. Aim assist on controllers has been nerfed multiple times over the past few months, and Scope is playing just as good as ever. He's a mechanical genius, able to outbuild opponents on keyboard and mouse just as easily as he outshoots them. The story of Scope is a simple one. It's the story of a guy who rebelled against his parents' wishes and just stuck it out on his own, abandoning the pro baseball career and instead following the passion of gaming. It's the story of a guy who spent well over a year grinding non-stop to become as good as humanly possible, competing in tournaments every single week and competing in pro scrims when tournaments aren't happening. It's a story that proves that you can do anything if you put your mind to it and you never give up. And if Scope has anything to say about it, it's a story that is only just getting started. And yours is starting right now too. So don't give up. Don't surrender and keep going. All right, guys, once again, this is your motivation guy. That's right, your friend, the one and only Keith Allen, the one who is constantly inspiring you to be great. Make me proud. Do your thing, man. Keep going. Never stop. Thanks for watching this ProGuides video. If you enjoyed the video, then don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and click that all-important bell button so you can get a notification whenever we upload a new video. And never stop eating that bunch of crunch. And I'll see you soon. Peace.